I suppose anybody who's recording a podcast today, Monday, the 19th of December, will have something to say about the riveting, the exciting final match in Qatar at the World Cup yesterday. And what a match it was. Two titans, two teams, France on the one hand and Argentina on the other. And within those teams, two people who stood out, Messi on the one hand and Mbappé on the other. And it really was a clash of the titans. At the beginning, people thought, okay, Argentina is going to smoothly sail through and get the trophy. But then things changed. Mbappe did his usual tricks. And hey ho, we ended up with a match that was 3-3. And we went into penalties, something, by the way, I dislike intensely because I do not think that that is what should decide or determine the result of a match. But those are the rules. And at the end, Argentina won, and Lionel Messi was feted by his team, by the people supporting him in the Lusail Stadium in Qatar, and I suppose by many, many people across the world. What a riveting and tense match it was. And some people have said that it is the best match that they have ever seen, the best final in a World Cup for many, many, many years. And it probably was. Now, much as we applaud Argentina, much as we grieve with France, much as we agree or disagree with the results, there are other things to consider in this World Cup that happened this year. The first one is that it happened in Qatar. And as we have been told time and time again, Qatar is an Arab country. It's an Arab Gulf country, one of the 6 GCC countries. But what people have avoided also saying, and I think it's important to highlight this, is that it is an Arab and Muslim country. And here was this Arab Muslim country in the Arabian Gulf hosting what probably is the biggest football event. And what a reception they had. Now, of course, you're aware that there have been many, many calumnies, many articles written about this, that, and the other, that it is not right to have it in Qatar. It's too small. They're not qualified enough to hold and host this event. But I think, if anything, the first thing that comes out of this event, no matter how grudgingly some people might say it or how delighted others are, is that it showed Arab hospitality at its best. The place was buzzing with excitement. Tourists galore, well over 1 million from different parts of the world, filled those stadiums almost to capacity. And they enjoyed the games. Then there was the entertainment, some of it for free, outside the bounds of the stadiums themselves. And in a sense, I think this allowed the whole world, not only those who went there, but those who watched it diligently, studiously, almost religiously on their television screens or on their laptops or iPads. It showed the reality of the Arab world. Here is a small, tiny state, some call it a statelet, that actually reflected some of the positive aspects of Arab nature, character, temperament, and hospitality. And I think that the Qatari authorities bent backwards alongside with FIFA to try and make this a success. And of course, the money would roll in. That is inevitable, but the money will have rolled in no matter where the event was taking place. So that's not a for or an against for the choice of Qatar as a venue. But there are other issues as well. One issue is that a lot of the Arab world found its breadth, its pride, its joy at seeing some Arab teams, Remember, right at the beginning, Saudi Arabia. Remember Tunisia. Remember, most importantly, Morocco, for the first time ever, an Arab team, call it a North African team, call it a North African Arab team, that went so far and ended up being number 4 when it lost to Croatia. But number 4 is a badge of honor. It's not a badge of infamy. And so that reality of the Moroccan team being able to reach to the upper summits of this event and to show all these Moroccans and other Arab citizens from all over the Arab world coming and holding Palestinian flags, that to me highlighted many things. It highlighted the fact that the Palestinian reality has not disappeared. It's not obsolescent. It's very much in the psyche of the Arab man and woman. And secondly, it also proved that no matter how hard some Arab rulers, alongside others, of course, tried to dim down, to diminish the importance of Palestine as a component of the MENA region, it is still very much there. So hooray to Morocco. Some people would have wanted it to come back with the trophy. Some people would have wanted it to be in one of the first 3 teams, so at least they'd get the bronze ranking, as it were. But I think they did very well. So that, to me, was very, very important to show the sense of Arab pride that came out of it, to show the Arab satisfaction, to show that Arabs can organize such a colossal event with glitches, with wrinkles. It doesn't matter. Have you ever seen an event minus any wrinkle? And to be able to see at the end Lionel Messi being given a bisht, one of those garbs of honor, of prestige that is worn by Arab Gulf leaders, by the Emir of Qatar, after the match had ended, as an appreciation for what he'd done. Now, whether Messi is comparable to Pele, whether he's comparable to Maradona, it doesn't matter. What matters is that, first of all, he achieved his dream on the edges of retirement to be able to get the trophy for his team. But also, interestingly enough, it also was quite intriguing in the one sense, bemusing in another, that Mbappé and Messi, in another world, in the real world, outside the World Cup, they actually play for the same team. So come Tuesday, they're going to say hello to each other when they come together to play for Paris Saint-Germain together in Paris. So that, to me, was very, very important. Now, I want to add another word here, because I've heard people who said, oh, we are going to support Argentina because Argentina is part of the what they used to call the third world, and now what they call the developing world. And France, of course, with its colonial history and all that, and it won the trophy last year. So it's time for it to have to eat some humble pie. Well, first of all, I would say, I would raise my hat as somebody who is not really a football aficionado, that Mbappé was brilliant. And he is probably going to join the pantheon of brilliant players as he grows older and as he acquires more experience. But there is one other thing that we need to keep in mind, and I'm not trying to pour water over the excitement that many millions of people are feeling today, from Argentina itself to other parts of Latin America, Brazil even fating Argentina, to the fact that the march that happened yesterday with the victorious team parading through the pathway of Lusail, all this is part and parcel of what they merited. They worked hard and they got it. But there are some other people who've said, oh, some other Arab people who have said, oh, yes, we have to support Argentina. We don't support France because of the colonial history, because of the fact that France sides with Israel on many issues, because of this, because of that. Hold on. Argentina has a lot of racism inbred in it. Argentina is a supporter of Israel to a large extent as well. So for people to say we're supporting Argentina because they're pro-Palestine, pro-Arab, pro-this, pro-that, no. Support it on the merits of the case, not necessarily on something that is not entirely correct. And if you don't believe me, and if you don't think I'm right when I say this, just go next door to Chile and ask the Chileans what they think of the Argentinians, and they will tell you all these bits there. But I said I'm not going to pour cold water over the excitement. I'm going to rejoice for a peaceful and resplendent end to this World Cup by saying well merited to Argentina, and as the Emir of Qatar said, also well merited to the France, who did brilliantly, were it not at the end for that dastardly penalty, which as I said, I don't like, but that's a personal opinion, and I'm not a football veteran. So good luck to Qatar for having shown this. The stadiums were out of this world. Now the question is, what does it do? How does it build on the reputation that it has acquired over a month almost with the world event? And how do the Arab world come together in order to show that there is a different face to the Arab world than the negative ones that we read here, there, and everywhere? So whether Messi is wearing his Arab garb, his bisht, whether Morocco should have been first and not fourth, doesn't matter. It was a great event, and I'm sure millions of you enjoyed it. And as you enjoyed it, you got a peek, a small peek of what a tiny little Arab country that makes the right decisions, not always, but tries to make the right decisions, can actually get it. And as a lot of people said, this World Cup was a gift from Qatar, not only to itself, but also to the Arab world as a whole. And this is what I think Infantino meant when he defended the choice and the outcome of the World Cup. All the best. And it'll be another 4 years. And then guess what? It's going to be the United States. Take care and all the best.